Greetings to you, dear viewers. The video you're about to watch now is micro teaching. There's a disclaimer in this video. The way I taught trade is not the full or comprehensive way to teach. I have only given you a clue on how you can teach your students or how to behave in the class. So it doesn't mean that everything I said in that video is actually the way it is supposed to be outlined when I am to teach trade as a topic. So I just picked some parts of the topic. I didn't treat the full topic because I know some people would watch the video and say, is that the way she's supposed to treat trade? Trade is more comprehensive than that. Yes, trade on its own is a topic that is very comprehensive. So I only picked some parts of the topic. So you can do well to make sure that when you are treating trade also in the class, that is if you are a business study teacher, make sure to get the learning objectives and teach the students according to the learning objectives. I did not follow the full learning objectives because I don't want to waste much time. Thank you very much. Enjoy the video. Greetings to you, dear educators. You're welcome back to Educator's Guide, where you get to learn more about the teaching profession. Remember in our last class, we talked about the qualifications that you must have in order for you to be a professional teacher. And I said today we'll be having micro teaching. Micro teaching. Micro teaching is one of the activities or the tasks that is very interesting in the teaching profession. So today I'll be teaching new teachers or teachers in training some things to take note when it comes to micro teaching. I have with me today because I'm using a class, so I have our students with me today. Students, please can you say hi to viewers? Hi. Okay, thank you. So the first thing, as a teacher, before you come into the class, your dressing must be moderate. Your dressing must be moderate. Dress in an appropriate manner, shouldn't be too excessive, and shouldn't look awful. Followed by coming into the class, you come in working smart by saying, hello students, how are you doing today? Fine, thank you. Very good, I'm glad to have you here. That's the first thing you do, you greet your students. Followed by, you have a plain board, and this board should not be like this. So the first thing you do after you greet the students, or after they greet you, depending on how you meet them in the class, the first thing is to rule your margin. I have successfully divided my board. I have successfully divided my board. After which, you write your date. For example, I can say the 26th of September 2024. The next thing you do is to write the subject. You write the subject. This is the next thing you do after you write your date. This is very important so that even the students will be prepared that this is the subject we are having now. And anybody coming from outside, be the inspector, would also know the subject you are teaching without you telling them that this is your subject. I hope you understand that. If there's any question so far, please kindly drop it in the comment section. The next thing you do is to review the lessons. That is the last lesson you taught the students. You review it with the students by saying something like this. In our last class, we treated business studies and we discussed about the definition of business studies and some core subjects in business studies. So I need someone to tell us the definition of business studies. Definition of business studies. Okay, Toluwani.
Business studies is a commercial subject that deals with buying and selling of goods and services to earn a living.
Can you say that again?
Business studies is a commercial subject that deals with buying and selling of goods and services to earn a living.
Good. Please give her a round of applause. Now, viewers, you can see what I've just done. Almost everybody raised their hands, but I called the student by the name, Toluwani. You have to call your students by the name when they are about to answer your question. I hope you get that correctly. So we also have some core subjects we discussed that are in business studies. Some core subjects in business studies. Anyone? Okay, Pascal.
Office practice.
Office practice. That's very good. Somebody has mentioned office practice. Mary.
Computer studies.
Computer studies. That is very brilliant. Yes. Who else? Who else? Success.
Keyboarding.
Keyboarding. Bravo. Yes. Any other person? Isaiah.
Bookkeeping.
Bookkeeping. That's very good. Please give them a round of applause. Very good. Now, you would notice that I did not at each point tell the class to give a round of applause, because when there is too much clapping in the class, it distracts the students. So you make sure that it is at intervals you ask them to clap. If not, the inspector will know that there is an over cooperation or something. So it may not look real and it will affect the class. Remember, call the students by their name, followed by you also make sure to pick them, and when they give you answers, you give them a round of applause, but not all the time. You can say very good, oh you are correct, you can say bravo. Those are the things you can use to encourage your students, instead of just saying clap for yourself, or clap for them, so that you don't end up distracting the class. I hope you understand this. Followed by, after you have done this, then you lead them to the next topic. That is the topic you are supposed to teach them in that class. So I would say something like this. Okay, so that's very good. How many of you have been to the market before? How many of you have been to the market? Okay, good. And how many of you have for once sold something to somebody or have been sold to? You have sold something to somebody, or you are selling, or people sell to you. Let me see your hands up. Oh, that's very good. That will lead us to today's topic. You will notice what I did. I gave them an entry behavior. That's what it's called. Entry behavior. That is, I try to take them from known to unknown. Those things that they have been doing before this class. That is entry behavior. Then this will now lead me to the class. That is the topic for that day. I'll now say something like, okay, students, so that will lead us to today's topic, which is trade. What did I say? Trade. Again? Trade. Again? Trade. What have I done? I've actually made them to call this 2 to 3 times so that the topic can stick into their memory. Then you can now write the topic on the board. Now, I have written the topic on the board. It is very bad to come into the class and write your subject and immediately write your topic, even without revising